All right. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Can you hear us? Anybody who's listening, can you hear? Check, check, 1, 2. Can you hear us? Anybody in game discussion? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right. No, anybody who's listening live. All right. Yep. I think we should be good. We are streaming. All right. Welcome everybody to tonight's edition of MLR Tonight here in Studio 39 of the MLR Network. I am your host, Kyle Corbett, alongside my two very awesome guests tonight. First off, Mr. Doc JaAm, General Manager, that I'm a Max and member of the Office of the Commissioner. Doc, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right.
I'm excited.
And our other guest, Mr. Mylo Grams, catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays and former NL MVP. Mylo, how are you tonight?
It's great to be here. I actually mini golfed earlier today, so I'm feeling good. I won by like 10 strokes, so I'm ready to bring it.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you to bring it a little early tonight because instead of diving into some top stories, we're actually going to go straight to a live look-in. Here we go. We are heading out to Comerica Park. Padres and Tigers. Alister Executioner is at the plate for the Tigers at the moment. 2 outs, bases loaded, and he just swung. So, Mylo, you ready to drop the result?
Yeah, so we have looks like a 1-2 count right now. 1-2 count. Executioner is going to swing. He's going to, oh goodness, he's going to hit that to left. It's going to make it through. It looks like we're going to have 1, maybe 2 scoring here. Executioner has the first runs batted in of this game. We're going to have a single to left field, and we're going to keep going in this game here. Run single to break open the scoring. Out here in Detroit. It's not up yet, but that's what you get for listening to the podcast live.
All right, so
what is have 2 runs here for the Padres.
So it's now 2-0 Padres. Is that correct?
Good piece.
All right,
good piece of hitting from Executioner.
All right, so what do you guys think about this game so far? Finally, we have some scoring. We've had literally nothing. It's been all pitching for both teams. What do y'all think about this one so far?
First time typing this up. The Padres game, or
yeah, Padres. Either just talk about what do you think so far about these two teams and the way they've played.
I think the Padres are gonna. I mean, Cinnamon's on fire. The Tigers really can't figure anything out. Really, it's going along with the rest of the Session 7 games with a pitcher's duel. The Tigers just can't get any hits, though.
You say the same, Mylo? Or are you going to try to remain a little unbiased with this one?
Yeah, this game has been... I mean, I like both of these teams. This has been a little slower game for me. We've had a lot of pitching changes. But those first 2 pitchers, I think a total of one walker hit was given up by either of them. But they were both taken out pretty early, so that was kind of surprising to me. It just seemed very surprising that both pitchers were taken out so early when they were doing so well. But their relievers have done well up until this point, too. So I guess I don't blame the GMs for that, but yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump over.
In terms of picking who's going to win. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We've got, just kind of looking around here, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our main story tonight, which, as many of you know, we had news coming out of the Office of Commissioner today about some multi-accounting and some bans. So we had some news around 4 o'clock Eastern time today that Sloppy Thurston, Osnam Columbus, Finnegan Freudenberger, and Schmoogie Schmeckel have been banned from the MLR due to multi-accounting and collusion. This was the direct result of Sloppy Thurston and a perfect game going on at Globe Life Park in Texas, and Osnam Columbus was the umpire for that game. All 4 players, after a deep investigation by the Office of the Commissioner, have been banned permanently. The big question was what's going to happen to the Oklahoma-Texas game. Well, that game, they decided, will be replayed. Both teams, so pretty much at this point, it is nearly confirmed that both teams will have a pretty good shot of beginning Session 8 playing 2 games in an attempt to get that game in. Before we dive into any other extracurriculars about this whole thing, Mylo, what was your first reaction when you saw this news earlier today?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Mylo, can you hear me? I
Hello?
can hear you. Hello, Mylo.
I don't know. I can occasionally hear you. Are you cutting out or am
Can
I
you hear
cutting
me?
out?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear both.
That was
I can hear both of you.
Okay.
okay. I don't. I
I
had
just wanted
some
to
cut
get.
out from Kyle.
Okay. I just wanted to get your gut reaction on what, as soon as you heard the news today, what was your reaction?
So it was kind of weird. We were talking. We have a little chat between me and the other guys that I know in real life. Just chatting, and we're like, "Shoot, what's going on? Why is it locked?" And the Jays media manager is like, "What if it's another alt?" Like, kind of jokingly. And then we kind of looked into it, and we're like, "Wait, this might actually be." And I was like, "Yeah." In the ump chat, they usually say, "Does anyone want any games?" And then we'll just like go through and pick them one by one afterwards. And right away, Osnam was like, "Yeah, I really want Texas," which at the time, like, I didn't really think too much of. But like looking back on it, it's like, man, like right away, that was his first, and not Eco anymore. So looking back on it, and then like as we discussed more and more, we're like, this has got to be the case. Dismissed it for a couple hours, and then it came out with the announcement. So it was huge. We're like, no way, I can't believe we got that. But like, I guess it's not too shocking, but it's still very upsetting. Doesn't like, I'd feel it's upsetting that you need to cheat in a game of guessing numbers in a game that is really emulating just fake baseball. So I don't know who would even want to do that anyway. I've kind of spoken a long time, but.
Doc, let me get your take on this. I know you're a member of the Office of the Commissioner, so you have some interesting input here. What do you think about all that's progressed, not just with this, but alt in general?
It's pretty sad that people would go to that extreme. I mean, it's just numbers. So I don't know why you would put so much effort at it.
Okay,
So,
sorry.
it was kind of shocking, really, when I think Pops was the first one who said something. Oh, Oz is in alt. And I was like, oh, I didn't. It kind of just all happened at once, and then it all connected.
All right, let me go ahead and hop in here, and let me read off the statement that Commissioner Timothy Pops Moyer released to the MLR today, around 4:30 Eastern Time. This is what he put out. Today, the Major League Readable Office of the Commissioner has announced the permanent bans of Osnam Columbus, Sloppy Thurston, Schlong Schmeckel, and Finnegan Freudenberger. After an extensive investigation, the Office of the Commissioner has determined that the aforementioned players knowingly and willingly conspired to cheat the game of fake baseball and its community. Due to the nature of the aforementioned players' relationship, the game between the Oakland Athletics and the Texas Rangers will be restarted from the beginning and given a full 14 days to complete their game like normal. The league will start Session 8 as planned, and if the Rangers and A's have to play 2 games at once, we will make do. It is our hope that with an all-hands-on-deck approach from the umpire team, that the game will be able to finish before the start of Session 8. It is also our firm belief that no other games were adversely affected in a similar fashion, and that the rest of the games will be allowed to finish as normal. The Office of the Commissioner would also like to announce that in an effort to get a handle on alternate accounts and cheating in general, we will no longer be accepting applications from anyone with a Reddit history account that is less than 6 months old and has a recent comment history. Current players whose accounts do not meet that criteria will be grandfathered in, as we have no further proof of additional alt accounts at this time. Take this announcement as a final warning to alt accounts and/or cheating that it will not be tolerated in the Major League Readable community. Finally, the Office of the Commissioner is announcing changes in the umpire application process. There will be a temporary freeze on accepting new umpire applications as we solidify the ones we have in place and work towards a more accurate and timely group. Once that has been accomplished, we will accept applications from players still interested in being an umpire if and only if they have been in the MLR for a minimum of 4 sessions or 2 months of real time. Upon acceptance into the umpire group, a new candidate will have to spend a minimum of 2 sessions in the Eco League, where they work on formatting and prove their ability to be both timely and accurate. We understand that you have many more questions, and that is unpleasant news, and that this is unpleasant news. However, we ask you We ask that you respect the decision and understand that there are some questions we cannot answer at this time. The entire Office of the Commissioner is behind this decision and unanimously approved the actions taken and listed above. We appreciate your patience and understanding during these trying times. It is our goal to make this league as enjoyable as possible for everyone involved, and we will do everything in our power to ensure the integrity of the game and of the community. That was, of course, a statement by Timothy Pops Moyer, the Commissioner of Baseball, earlier today. So, Mylo, let me get your opinion first. What do you think of all that was laid down by Pops in that entire thing? Because it wasn't just about the bans. He laid down quite a few new rule changes about umps, about signing up for the game. What do you think about all the things that were laid out in that statement?
So there's a lot to take in there. Like, just even listening to that, that's a lot going on. I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is under 6 months. I think that's an important thing, and I think that's a legitimately good rule. I feel like that's important for, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say simmering down the league, but for a lot of the people that are into words. But it's I guess it's good. It's going to take away the ability for someone to just say, oh, I'm only joining for this. I mean, you'd have to be at least, I think it's a good implementation.
All right,
what do you coming think? From it is replaying this game. But yeah.
All right, what do you think, Doc? Obviously, like we talked about earlier, you have a much different perspective. What do you think about the way Pops handled it and the changes that were made?
It is a lot to take in, and the month rule, it's a little disappointing that we have to do that because they're good players that alts that are less than 6 months. But at this point, it's just for protection, and go to that point. If the alts want to go, if they want to make an account and wait for play, then go ahead. Like, you just wait. You're wasting your time at that point. But even though there are some good players that can't sign up now, we have a lot of players and not enough roster spots. So there too.
Let me hop in here and bring up, obviously, the kind of underlying fact in all this is that we still have a new game to play, essentially. That's new life if you're the Oakland A's and a chance to make things clean if you're the Rangers, who definitely showed flashes of offensive brilliance in this game. Obviously, the A's, coming into what was a game against the Rangers before obviously that got shut down, they were on a hot streak, 2 wins in a row, including one over the Blue Jays, had a lot of offensive going for them. They had Dingers and Notcher and some other players that were really stepping up. What do you think about this rematch now? What do you think for the A's is going to be the big key? What do you think about the Rangers, obviously now having to resort to three-finger, potentially pitching 2 games at once? What do you think about how this is going to shake out? And do you think the result is going to be much different now that we're resetting everything?
Excuse me?
Either of you can hop in. Here, let's go to Mylo first. Yeah, Mylo, let's see what you think. What do you think about how this affects the game?
It's really weird because when I first heard of this, I thought it was going to be, Texas immediately forfeits the game. But it makes sense that they would be replayed because it was really only one player that was doing this. Because it was really only Texas side. So I think there's something else I want to bring up with this, but I'll bring it up later. I think replaying the game, I think that's the right move. It's going to be really interesting and really difficult to try to finish it in this session. I know that's not what they're trying to do. Another weird thing is that I actually umped the earlier game between Oakland and Texas. And luckily there are no problems then, but this was just, oh my gosh, it's such a weird situation and it looks really bad, but like there's no way to know what's coming. I guess that's really all I have to say about that. It's a good thing that they are replaying it because I think both teams deserve a chance. Texas deserves a chance to prove that they should win anyway. Chance to not be incapable of getting a hit.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it was really the.
All right, Doc.
choice.
Doc, what do you think about about the reset of the game and how this affects both teams and what either team really can accomplish in this game now that each team has new hope? Oh, is Doc?
Mylo.
Oh, Doc. Oh, you there?
Take this moment to say there is a swing in Washington, bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the 6th,
Whoa.
tie game.
Okay, so yeah, that is correct, actually. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even catch it. Okay, so let's just hop over to Nationals Park really quickly. We'll come back to that discussion in a second. Einhorn is now pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and there is a swing in, I believe. Sorry, I'm trying to get my stuff together. I believe Henrik Omega is at the plate for the Nationals. There is a swing in, and we are waiting to see what this result is. Base is loaded at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it no outs? Is that right? Yeah, no outs at the moment. And we are waiting to get a result from umpire Woe Jest. As soon as we get it, we will bring that to you live. So yeah, as the moment we get that swing in, we'll bring it to you live. That is definitely going to be a game changer in a game that is 1-1 at the moment. So at our current station here in the bottom of the 6th, that could end the game, literally. That would end this game here in Washington. So yeah, let me go ahead and give you a recap of what we have here at Nationals Park so far today. Started out pretty slow offensively throughout the first 2 innings. Sid Kidd was dealing pretty well. He ended up having 5 strikeouts in this game. Jay Bedia was also started out pretty well. He's got 3 strikeouts so far in this one. The offense broke up in the top of the 3rd when Dom Stakes grounded into a double play that would actually allow Andrew Drexler to score from 3rd, giving the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead. And then the bottom of the frame, Bo Kinsella, who recently retired actually in this game. He actually hung up the helmet near the end of it, one where Larry Wayne would come in to pinch hit for him. He hit a home run out the center field in his final at-bat as a National, and he walked out on top, tying the game for the Nationals 1-1. So here we are, Henrik Omega with a swing in, and we are waiting to see, what happens here. What do you guys both think of this game? Mylo, let's start with you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, this has been a really good game. People are going to say this is like because it's 2 teams that have 1 win and 2 wins, but this has been a really well-pitched game. I mean, when I was back in Washington, he was a great pitcher, and he still is a really good pitcher. And he's done well this game. I'm kind of surprised with Stifle. Everyone was saying that Stifle was really good, and he just missed a couple his pitching. But here, this is his first real like appearance in a game. It's an inning and walked 2 batters, and he even gave up the bunt single. Crazy that now this game. It's kind of crazy too that bunt would have won the game if that was swung. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know. I think this has been a really good game. This has been one of the underrated games of the session. If we voted on a game of the session, it might be this one for me because this one has been really close the whole way through.
You know, one of the interesting topics, Mylo, that we hit on last night on the show was this Nationals offense and how obviously now they're really starting to wake up, but yesterday they were not really alive. In fact, the numbers are not really in their favor, and we believe that was part of the reason they were 1-5, combined with because you have Hildebrandt, who's pitching the lights out every single night. Garcia and Bedia had been struggling on the mound a little bit. We raised some questions about, is it the offense's fault? Is it the pitching? Is it potentially a managerial issue from Mick Frizzle? What do you think the central issue has been with this whole Nationals team at the moment?
The Nationals, I think a lot of, as a team, they've kind of struggled. I think that's like an easily solvable thing. It's just that everyone is just kind of having a downtime right now.
I don't think the Nationals are gonna stay this bad forever.
Yeah.
They'll come back. They're not an inactive team, and they have talented pitching. But win their second game right here, as we speak. The pitch is in. Omega's online.
All right, let's go ahead and we got another game we need to do a quick live looking for. We're gonna head out to PNC Park right along the way, where the Cardinals are currently playing the Pirates. A man on first, 2 outs, as Logan Ninefingers is gonna step up to the plate here. Why is that important? Well, last time I was up to bat, he hit a giant home run ball out to center field that drove in 3 runs, including his own. Sherwin and Ewell also scored, giving the Cardinals a 7-2 lead. He is up now, man on first, 2 outs. I believe we are in the top of the 5th, according to my sheet here. The Pirates pitching has really struggled this game. You have Dickshot giving up 7 runs, and then you have Vader. He's done pretty well. He's still giving up 4 hits. What is going on with the Pirates this game? Mylo, what do you think?
I didn't hear most of what you were saying. I don't know if there's something wrong. But anyway, in terms of, I don't know. I was talking to the other friend that I have in real life playing here is on the Pirates. Slander anyone on here because I feel bad doing that, but he was, I don't know, like we all kind of agreed that Dickshot is not done as good. He was saying that Vader is good enough to pitch an entire season for the Pirates by himself. Vader is a very good pitcher, and he's shown it again here. He's thrown a lot of innings. He has a super low, I guess, ERA isn't the official thing. But yeah, just Dickshot just gave it all up in that top of the 3rd, and that I feel like that's been the kind of aura of the session. Is you either scored 6 or more runs in an inning, or you're not scoring at all. The 8 in the 3rd, and then no other scoring besides that. Well, now there's another one, but.
What do you think, Doc?
The Cardinals should be taken seriously. I mean, I think that's 5 straight for them. So they're in serious contention to get the #1 spot in the power rankings, and for good reason. In terms of the Pirates pitching, I'm all for switching your pitchers up and trying to fool teams with it, but Vader is so much better than both Dickshot and Crumble Puff. I think Diligent Moose just has to ride him out.
Let's go ahead and let's jump ship to another live look we need to take. Let's head out to Camden Yards. Toronto and Baltimore are playing. Meerkat Timmons, a new member of the Office of the Commissioner, is at the plate. He's going to, as we see here, he's going to hit a ground out over to 3rd base. My Concho is going to easily toss it over to McCarty, and that's going to be out #1. Runner on second still, that's Nikki Falke, after she got an RBI double that bring in Chipper Dipper. So the current score in Baltimore is 8-1 Jays at the moment. I believe Indy Sane will be coming at bat once we get the pitch from Levi Pyram. What do y'all think about this game so far in Baltimore? Mylo, let's start with you.
Oh, I was going to say give it to JaAm because I'm playing in this game, but I'll start first. That's fine.
Let's get your opinion because you're in it.
Yeah, this game. So I've been kind of struggling since my suspension ended. I only got an RBI, even though I still haven't gotten a hit. But that 3rd inning was insane. Like in our clubhouse, literally every time someone would go up to the plate, we're just like, "What are you thinking?" I don't know. Just swing what you feel. And we just kept doing that the entire way through the order. Opto was super big in the clubhouse, and he was just rattling with everyone. It's like, "Oh, next person, you're going to get a hit. You're going to get a hit. You're just going to keep going." I mean, that's been the majority of this game, was just winning that 3rd inning. And we knew, like, getting the pancakes was the key. We won that 3 innings together. But getting the pancakes was the key, and we did that pretty quickly.
I don't know how many teams at all have picked the Orioles to play session. Yeah, they've never given up more than 4 runs. So this is new, and I don't know if it's going to hinder the Orioles in the future. Is this a sign of things to come? Two pretty good offenses with the Indians and Mariners coming up. So they better get some offense of their own if they're going to stay in the playoff race.
Alrighty. We have another quick game we want to hit on. I know this isn't really a live update, but we just kind of skimmed over it, a quick result that happened. Let's head out to Tampa Bay now over at Steve Irwin Memorial Stadium, where the Red Sox are in town. Chuck McCluster is at the plate. You want to give us that result, JaAm?
First hit from Buggy McElroy. It's a line drive to left field for a single. McCluster is now 3 for 3 to lead off the inning.
Wow. Great game for McCluster so far. I mean, that's I believe the 12th hit so far for the Red Sox offense in this one. Obviously, I'm slightly biased, but all but only player out of the Red Sox lineup who has not gotten a hit is Rusty Shackelford, who obviously had 2 home runs last session against the Stros. So, Doc, let's get your opinion first. What do you think about this game that you're umping here?
Just based on the pitching, surprised that it's not close. If you only looked at the pitches that the pitchers have given, I expected the Devil Rays to be up, but the Red Sox have done a better job hitting. And the Devil Rays put a lot of good players in Echo, coming back to haunt them. Although the game's not over, as you saw with Seattle last session.
What do you think, Mylo?
Yeah, the first thing I see when the Rays are down is I have a terrible feeling that that's exactly where they want to be. Because I feel like the Rays, at some point, I'm worried that everyone on the Rays is an alt of another pitcher. I'm not actually worried about that. But the Rays are very good offensively. And I don't know what they do in Tampa Bay, but it works right now. We don't have batting averages here. As a team, they've got to be batting.
Who? The Red Sox?
The Rays. The Rays are batting 400 as a team.
The Rays are hitting 9 on the season coming into the game. And now they've got how many runs they have now, hits they have this game? Like 6, 7?
So I never want to the Devil Rays aren't as an offense. I want to really say they're out of a game. But Boston too. Talk about the Devil Rays, but Boston's winning this game since Altgate happened. The first one, which I said, I have to say that since Altgate happened, the Sox have started dominating. They've been really good. I think they were 1-2. I umped their only win, and good. They've been on fire, and I think people pay attention to the Red Sox a little more.
If they win this game, this will be their 3 in a row for them against the Indians, 11-0 against the Astros, and right now it's 10-5 against the Rays.
Yep, and
it's
then
pretty convincing at this point. The Red Sox.
We'll be heading out to Detroit for our next game. So let's hop over and do a couple NL matchups really fast to kind of tie those ends together. Giants Phillies. Obviously, this game was kind of quiet, but it kind of blew up in controversy after the news today. Last thing we know, I believe they were in the 5th with Schmeckel on the mound and Casey Batts grounded out. We don't know or have any update, considering that I believe there are some Reddit thread issues with that game at the moment. Based on all indications from the Office of the Commissioner, that game is set to continue as normal. I believe Andrew Peters will likely be coming on in relief of Schmeckel after his exodus from the league to finish out this one for the Giants. Giants have a 2-1 lead, and as far as we know, that will stand here in the 5th. Do you guys have any comments on this one? Mylo, let's go to you first.
Yeah. So one thing I'm going to bring up every time that it's one of the funniest things ever, because I don't think Hunter 2-0 does very well unless Jaybird is involved. And as soon as Jaybird is involved, it's like double, home run, like triple, because he traded him away. And I think it's one of the funniest things ever is just watching Hunter 2-0 only have 6 seconds of presence. Other than that, I mean, entertaining game. Pioneer's coming in, which most people would be worried about, but I have a little faith in Pioneer as a reliever. So I think he might hold this one together. I mean, Pioneer can instantly turn into giving up 5 runs, but it takes a while for that to happen. So,
Doc, what do you think about this one?
Well, what is it now? 3-1. You can't really see what's going on.
It is 2-1 Giants at the moment. Hudson Quinn is on the mound. Primarily just a little bit of offense. It was pretty much a back and forth start. Not a whole lot of just bang for your buck. Hunter T0 is having a good game on offense, as Mylo touched on. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, Urich was not having the greatest game. Obviously, Schmeckel was pitching good until we found out the reasons why he was pitching good. And then, so that's pretty much where we stand there. Here,
it looked like the Phillies were finally getting some offense back, and now it's been taken away by an alt. I don't know what's going to happen now that the box score and the umpire account have been deleted. But I think the Giants are going to hold on, even if they have to put in. They're just so dominating from that standpoint.
All right, let's go ahead and hop over to. You can keep going, Mylo.
102-0 is not having a great game today, but every other game that JaAm struggling, but for him to do well later.
All right, let's hop on over to our other NL game, that is Rockies-Dodgers. This one, surprisingly enough, has been all Rockies. Currently, the plate, Chad Masters, we were waiting on a swing from him. The right fielder, he is 0 for 1 of the day. But this one has been all Rockies. Starting at the top of the second, Alpha hit a 3-run homer that put him up 3-0, then followed that up with a Joshua Roth RBI single that scored Ronnie Voss. Later in the top of the second, Rusty Kuntz grounded into a double play that scored Gottlieb Giannopoulos, making it 5-0. Moving to the third, Ronnie Voss gets an RBI double out to right field that scored Haywood Jablomi, making it 6-0 Rockies. And then later in the inning, another 3-run homer, this time for Gottlieb Giannopoulos, 9-0 Rockies. Now, the Dodgers, obviously not trying to diss them, they have tried to make a comeback attempt here in the bottom of the fourth. Cutgrass got an RBI triple that scored Valentino Sanchez, and then right behind that, Ted James comes across with an RBI single that scored Cutgrass. So I believe we have a runner on first for LA. Ted James is there. We have 2 outs as Chad Masters is about to swing. What do y'all think about this domination by the Rockies here in LA? Mylo, you can go first.
When your offense struggling pitching, we can't count the Dodgers out right now. They're trying to make something, and it would be pretty crazy if they came back. But I don't think it's over.
We'll see. Well, I agree in big comebacks in the late innings, but any game can happen.